Good afternoon, everyone. This is Professor Hill, and this is a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics Philosophy 2306, here at St. Philip's College for the spring of 2025. And again, we're just getting our class started, but there are a couple of points that came up, so I just want to address them really quickly as we get ready here. We're in week 1. Today is the 23rd of January, 2025. So we're in our first week. And the first thing we're going to have to do is Sunday night is just the introduction. So again, if you do the introduction and then comment on at least 2 of your classmates' introduction, you're golden. I mentioned this because that's the first assignment you'll see listed. Some people have been asking about, do I need to check in? There is some kind of enrollment thing, first day check-in or whatever. Look, you're good. As long as you checked out the website, which I asked you to look around, and then do the introduction, which most of you have already done. So that's good. So that's due Sunday night. And the way this is going to work is that on Sundays, everything will be due at midnight. I'll come in Monday mornings and grade through everything on Mondays. Hopefully on Monday. Sometimes it drags it at Tuesday, but we'll hopefully keep up with that. Let me think. Okay. So checking in, most people have done that. That's not a problem. The textbook. You do have access to the textbook through the modules. Some people have had some problems, but it turns out that it really seems to just be the browser people are using. So if you're having trouble accessing the textbook, switch browsers to something else and then see if that works. That might just be the only problem, because it is working for most of the students. For some of the students, it's still not working. We're going to see if the browser sorts that out. If you change browser, it still doesn't work, let me know. And because you do need to have access to the textbook, and some people are already also, this is the next thing, jumping ahead a little bit. And they're saying, well, look, I know that Sunday night is the introduction, but a week later after that is our first assignment. I want to get into that. So I want to spend a little time for the people that are already, looking ahead. That's fine. But I want to make sure that you do the assignment. What I mean by that is, not only do you have to write an essay and then copy and paste that into the reply box or upload it. If you want to upload like a PDF to the reply box, that's fine. But number 1, you got to do the reading ahead of time. And this is the biggest thing, which is, don't just read the case study and go, oh, that's cool, I've got something to say about that, and start clicking and clacking. You have to slow down. There's plenty of time. Read the first chapter in the textbook, because you have to bring the concepts, the definitions, the terms from that chapter 1 in our book, Doing Ethics by Louis Vaughn, into your essay, into your response. That's always kind of the biggest problem we have right off the bat. Also, you need to answer the questions. What I mean by that is, go all the way through that first assignment, the discussion, and you'll see that at the bottom I include things you have to have in your essay, like you need to bring in a term or a concept from the chapter into your essay and then, cite it. You don't have to cite other works of philosophy outside of the textbook. Right now we're just reading the textbook, but if you bring in a definition, a quote, a term, just also put, and it can be a very simple, referencing back. Meaning you could just have the quote from the textbook and then just put, Doing Ethics in parentheses, Doing Ethics Vaughn, page 7. That's all it needs to be. But that's got to be there, okay? So, and look, think, I want you to also slow down and think about this case study. We start with this one for a reason, and it's complicated. I'm going to spend some time talking about how complicated it is tomorrow and the next day. And as we get into next week, I wanted people to have some time to read chapter 1 first, but I'm going to be talking about chapter 1 and then also the case study. And you'll see there's already some links in the modules to like me talking about some of the key terms and definitions from chapter 1. You might want to review that before you write the essay. And also, like I said, I'll spend some time talking about this very difficult and complicated case. It's not simple and easy. If you think it is, you need to slow down a little more. And I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow in my first kind of essay, my first video where I'm talking just about the case study, which will be tomorrow. Today, I was just trying to do some more logistic things because I wanted to talk about access to the textbook and again about the parameters for the essay. Somebody asked me, I wrote 2 or 3 sentences. Is that enough? And the answer to that is no. I'm trying to stay away from word minimums, but you do need to answer all the questions that are raised there. And you need to bring in a key concept or term from the chapter. And you need to kind of explain why you take the position you do on Jenny and whether or not you agree or disagree with her decision. That's going to take a little time and a little doing. So again, that's why you get 2 weeks off the bat for the first one, for the first, substantive essay. So I'll spend more time talking about this as we get to the end of our first week. And we're doing our introductions on Sunday, giving you time to read chapter 1. That's where you should be right now. So if you've done your introduction, you're reading chapter 1, you're golden for now. I'll spend some time tomorrow talking about the case study, and then next week we'll explore a little bit more about some of the issues and some of the philosophical concepts as they apply to this really difficult case study. Just to give you a heads up on that, I'll sign off with this one last thing, which is one of the key factors in this case is Jenny Lake is 17 years old. Yeah, so we got to talk about that. Anyway, more on that tomorrow. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.